The modern survival landscape is dominated by a single, recurring image: a heavily armed individualist locking himself inside a fortified house, prepared to fight off the collapse of society single-handedly. The commercial survival industry markets this bunker-down mentality to sell a false sense of security. They suggest that gear and isolation can offset the absence of a community. Committing to a single operator defense during a zero-hour collapse is a mathematical and biological death sentence. Grid-down survival is bound by the physics of space. A single human being cannot physically observe a 360-degree perimeter at once. It is also bound by human biology. Operating in a high-threat environment rapidly accelerates central nervous system fatigue, and a single operator cannot stay awake indefinitely. Within 72 hours of forced vigilance, severe cognitive collapse occurs. The brain begins to shut down entirely on its own. Trusting the cinematic lone wolf fantasy ensures the exact outcome the individual is preparing to avoid. The operator merely delays an inevitably quiet defeat. Securing a fixed location against external threats requires constant, uninterrupted observation. You cannot engage a threat you cannot see. A single sentry at the front door of a standard suburban home has a severely restricted field of view. Fixing the operator leaves three sides completely blind, immediate vulnerabilities. Moving from window to window merely shifts these blind spots on a delay. To maintain a basic 360-degree perimeter, military doctrine requires a minimum deployment of 4 to 6 capable adults positioned simultaneously to eliminate the architectural blind spots. That baseline only covers a single active watch period. Maintaining a continuous 24-hour presence without degrading cognitive function requires strict rotational shifts, pushing the actual personnel requirement to 12 to 18 adults. A single father attempting to protect a family lacks the sheer mass required to meet these military personnel requirements. Stockpiling high-end rifles and thousands of rounds of ammunition cannot multiply physical presence. Hardware does not bend spatial geometry. 360-degree security is a strict engineering problem. One isolated individual cannot provide the coverage necessary to solve it. Even if the lone wolf attempts to ignore the spatial deficit, he cannot ignore the biology of his own body. The human central nervous system requires cyclical 8-hour recovery periods. Continuous wakefulness degrades function rapidly. Prolonged monitoring triggers a vigilance decrement. Sustaining attention on unchanging environments dulls situational awareness, increasing reaction times and causing the observer to miss critical signals. This graph maps cognitive performance against continuous wakefulness. Operating in high-threat scenarios floods the body with adrenaline, accelerating central nervous system fatigue. By 24 hours of forced wakefulness, cognitive capacity plummets, and the biological toll is severe. At this stage, the operator's decision-making, attention span, and reaction times are comparable to someone who is clinically intoxicated. Stimulants like caffeine do not stop this decline. They merely mask physical exhaustion, while the brain continues to accumulate a sleep debt. Without actual rest, the brain struggles to interpret environmental data. The sights and sounds of the perimeter eventually detach from logical processing. Willpower cannot override neurobiology. The lone wolf's plan is a biological certainty of failure. Pushing a solitary defense into 48 hours of forced wakefulness enters a zone of active central nervous system collapse. The sentry experiences severe visual and auditory hallucinations. Shadows appear as approaching figures, and wind sounds like footsteps, prompting false alarms and depleting energy reserves. As the timeline approaches the 72-hour threshold, the final biological failure point triggers. The body initiates microsleeps. Microsleeps are involuntary shutdowns of the central nervous system. The brain forces itself offline for anywhere from a few seconds to several minutes. The host is completely unaware these lapses are taking place. To the sentry, there is no missing time, only a continuous, exhausting present. This EEG visualization shows a fatigued brain. As exhaustion peaks, theta wave activity surges, neutralizing the survival instinct and forcing the brain into a sleep state, regardless of the surrounding threats. The physical consequence is unavoidable. The sentry involuntarily slumps over and falls completely asleep at the post. There is no firefight. An opposing group simply walks through the blind spots, past the sleeping sentry, and through the front door. The lone wolf perishes quietly because his biology forcefully shut him down. The objective verdict on the lone wolf strategy is final: isolation kills. Surviving a societal collapse requires the immediate formation of a mutual assistance group, or tribe. This is the only empirically sound survival method. A localized group directly resolves the spatial geometry deficit. Multiplying physical presence provides enough bodies to simultaneously secure a 360-degree perimeter. This group dynamic also resolves the biological deficit. A network of capable adults allows for the implementation of strict rotational sleep schedules. Shared labor guarantees that each individual receives mandatory recovery periods. This ensures every sentry maintains peak cognitive performance. Collective distribution of the workload prevents the vigilance decrement, allowing for early and accurate threat detection. This alliance must be cultivated long before a zero-hour collapse occurs. You build the network while the grid is still functional. Attempting to vet and coordinate trusted allies after the lights go out is a near impossible logistical risk. Long-term survival is a collective biological imperative. Abandoning the lone wolf ego to embrace a community provides the personnel density required to actually secure a perimeter.